All right, coming back to you with the KX125 restoration, 1994 KX125. I've had two videos so far, part 1 and 2. One was just a little bit of what I had going on, what I bought, and my plans. Part 2 was sort of what I had done as far as getting everything apart, what I'd seen so far, and so forth, and kind of the direction I was going. Today is the assessment of what I've done so far, what I've taken apart, and what I think is going to happen. So the bike is still decent, but you know, as always, you're going to dig into a bike and find more and more wrong. The hope is that you can find some things that are somewhat good. So I've found a few things that were good. So got off track though, for sure. I got a few things that's come up that's going to set it back, because remember, this is a build on a budget. That's two things that don't really go together, but we're going for it. So I've kind of got a budget in mind. I want this bike to be nice. I want it to be a good looking bike, a well performing bike, and it will be for sale. If I continue on, it'll be for sale once I'm done. So should be a nice one. The problem is I need to make sure that I'm not going to run into problems that I'm going to have to ditch it in the middle here and just say, okay, this is too much wrong. I'll either have to buy another bike, make one out of the two, or just sell this one as parts, which I've done before. So let's take a look here at what I got. I got most of my parts here on the floor, and my tools, of course. Just kind of doing an assessment at this point. So far, most things have been okay, but lots of things have been a little disappointing, I should say. So I had to buy the rear shock off eBay, because the shock that came on it was a Suzuki. So I got the rear shock and that linkage, a really good deal, and it's a good clean shock, so that was good. You may remember the radiators were teal, green, or blue or something. I'm kind of in the middle of still restoring those, getting the paint off, and getting those back to look like something, not what they are. I'm trying not to replace them. The brake calipers were red, got the paint off of those. Did some cleaning up on the steering stem here, and did a lot of work on the swing arm yesterday. So got the bearings out of those, got the swing arm pretty much looking pretty much the way I want. I got a little bit of work to do to it. Got some bearings coming for it. So that's where we're at with some of those pieces, the rear end. Now the other thing is the frame is still in question. So it was black, it's spray painted black, not bad when I got it. It actually looks pretty good, doesn't have runs or anything. But there's some overspray from something else he painted on the frame. So I'm either going to just leave it black, or I'm gonna have it powder coated the correct color green for 1994. So got the frame here. Like I said, it's not bad. You'll see the subframe is still green. That's because I had to purchase that one on eBay also. The subframe that came with the bike, which is right here, was, you might can tell here, but it's maybe hard to tell in this picture, but it's completely twisted and bent one way. So somebody had a nice get off on that and tore up the subframe. So that's that. Now the wheels, which I've got a bunch of them over here, but the front wheel right there, hub is good. The rotor's good. The internals are even good. It's got nice tight bearings. The wheel's trash. It's not salvageable. The rear wheel is same way. Hub's good, bearings are good, wheel's got a crack in it. And I don't know if I did that, taking the tire off, because the tires were 15 years old maybe, and they were really hard and tough, stiff to get off. So I've got to decide on what I want to do with the wheels. So next thing, I've got my motor over here on the table. The case here that was on it was broken, and this area here was busted through. Probably chain came off. So I have I found this one on eBay, cleaned it up, and it's going to be a nice side case here for left side case. So got the motor cleaned up as far as gaskets and junk that was on it, oil, grease, things such as that, and got it ready to go for that other side case. So I split the case yesterday, digging into it. I've got gaskets on order, so they'll be in this week. Hopefully get that motor back to the bottom end back together. Got the top end at Millennial Technologies, so maybe they'll be done soon with it. So the key here is how much do I want to spend before I have to cut it off. So the wheels were unexpected. I was hoping both of those were good, and they're not. They were painted, and I started taking the paint off yesterday with the soda blaster, and that's when I discovered problems. So I don't know. We'll see about that. Plastics are not bad, but just like everything else, they are coated with a nice film of spray paint. Not too bad. I think I'm going to restore those, save a little money. I can do that. It's just time consuming. So in fact, I've already started sanding on the front fender. I'll have a bunch of hours in those to do that. I think the side panel, the radiator covers are okay. That number plate, I'll probably replace it. So that's where we're at. The only other thing is the air box, which I just discovered this today, and that is that it has a nice little, you can see that, but it's got a nice little gash in the boot. So I don't know what happened to this bike, but the original owner said that they rebuilt the bottom end, and I felt like they probably did okay with it. They didn't. Well, it was all right, but it wasn't great. I'm gonna have to redo it. And the crank though is new, or it's OEM rebuilt. So I'm taking their word for it. They gave me the name of the company that did it. So there was a company that actually does that. So it feels good. I just had a couple things to fix. I'm gonna put that back together, get the motor back. So hopefully the next time I'm back, I'll have the frame on the stand. I hope to have at least the bottom end in. I'll have decided, of course, if I'm going to leave it black and finish it. I'll go ahead and spray paint the subframe black and get it to match. And that's it. That's what I hope to have next. So if I run into anything other than that that's big, I'll have to make a call at that point, decide if I want to continue with it or part it out. So anyway, that's where we're at. So hopefully next video we'll see a lot of progress going the other way. Thanks for looking.